Sponsored by Viva Chevrolet.
Welcome back. I hope you all are having a great day. Welcome back to the Interesting People with Interesting Stories. And Chris MacDonald is joining us now. The very first podcast that we did, he was in a very different part of his life about 4 years ago. So we want an update on how everything has changed in the last 4 years. Chris, thank you so much. Great seeing you.
Thank you for having me.
We worked together a few years ago, and we're back working together. So it's great to see the progression and the changes in your life. So now you are a business owner of Addabee. Tell me about that.
So we started Addabee, or I started Addabee with the objective to serve the local businesses here in El Paso. And coming from the automotive background, I wanted to get outside of automotive, and I wanted to serve the community, the El Paso business owners. We felt that there was a need, and here in El Paso especially, to build relationships with business owners, to not just be a regular agency that was just, here's a report every single month, and it's been awesome, because we have such good relationships with people in our community, business owners. You get to hear their stories, and you really get invested in their business. So it's been good, better than I thought it was going to go.
It's hard to be a business owner. So tell me, what does Addabee? What is Addabee?
Like, how do we
what's
get the name?
and what do you do?
So we used to say, I'll go with the name first, because people always ask me about the name. And we used to say back in the day, like, to give credit to people, give them an attaboy, give them an attagirl.
Oh, okay.
And so we had to come up with a more inclusive name. So we just thought Addabee, that kind of sounded good. It was kind of like a Google name, and we put it through a name generator, and that's how it came. But what is Addabee? So we're a digital marketing company. We do traditional media as well, but our focus is digital marketing. So we do Google ads, we do social media ads, social media content creation, and we really try to develop customized approaches to help businesses really generate leads. A lot of the businesses that we serve, they want more of something. I want more leads, want more revenue in this department. How do I get there? So we develop customized digital solutions to be efficient with their budget, and we generate either the phone calls or the web forms, anything we can do to generate business revenue for the clients we serve.
So I'm going to be honest, but he just talks way above my head.
I'm going to try not to.
So let's. I don't like to say dumb it down, but let's explain it to me. Explain to me, what is digital advertising, and why am, because I'm touched by it, obviously, every time you get into Facebook or every time you use your phone. Tell me about that.
Yeah.
Dumb it down for me.
The easiest, digital marketing is important because we tend to look at there's some studies out there that say we pick up our phones 300 something times a day. And when you think about it as a business, where you can best put your dollars to get in front of potential clients or get your services out there in the public, that's usually where a good starting point is. So the nice thing about digital is you can put your brand out there, your services, your products, whatever. So on Google or social media, because that's where people are, and we can target your specific audience. And so we try to make it as simple as possible, even though there's a lot that goes in on the back end. Yeah, most clients are just like, don't tell me about the labor pains, just show me the baby. And that's what we try to do, unless they want to go in depth of what we do. But when you think about especially social media, I always tell clients, if you're trying to really get your people to know your business, know about your products, your brand voice, like what you do, the way to do that is social media. You can target who you want to target, and as people are going about their day, picking up their phones, checking in on their families, or following whoever they follow, you have an opportunity to get there. And then on the Google side, we all search everything all day, whether it's how to do something or
where to buy something.
Yes, exactly. E-commerce. So that's another thing that we do too. And that's usually a really good opportunity for businesses to get in front of who they're trying to target, because you can target based on their search. So if somebody is looking for a golf t-shirt, in El Paso or something, we can show it for those keywords.
How'd you know I was searching for one?
Are you golfing
Yes,
now?
I would. Well, no, but
Oh.
I'm just trying to, a little bit of top golf, and I'm very bad at it. But anyway, I did search golf shirts recently. But I'm just kidding about that, but because I know you're probably not following me and not tracking me.
No,
He is.
I'm not. No, I'm just kidding.
But that's kind of frightening,
Yeah.
Chris. That's kind of frightening when you see the patterns that we all, the things that we look up and the golf shirts that we're looking for, and that's kind of frightening because you know a lot about a person.
Yeah. Privacy is a big concern with the platform itself. So I think a lot of the things in the industry that consumers have a hard time with, myself included, is how much do these businesses know about you? On my side, I don't know about you, right? I trust Facebook and Instagram and all their data, or Google and all their data, so they know you, right? And I don't. I'm just taking their information and saying, okay, I want people that are searching golf shirts. Here's the audience I'm looking for, and then their big data warehouses do their thing, and they will put our ad in front of people looking for those products and services. But it is a concern because we do want a tailored approach to how we digest information and the ads that get in front of us. But one of the things we run into in our industry is when people see like a sponsored ad, they see it as almost like an invasion, especially if you follow people around. So say they come to your website and you can follow them around with like an ad, right? That's creepy in a way, even. And so it's this kind of like catch-22 when you ask consumers like, well, what do you want? They want a tailored approach, and they don't want to be served things that they don't want to see. And so they appreciate that, and that's how the Instagram algorithm works and all that stuff. But at the same time, it also feels like an invasion of privacy. So a lot of people will say they don't click on a sponsored ad because they feel like it's disingenuine. And so they'll go, to an organic, just a regular search listing, and they don't click on the sponsored ad all the time. So it's this fine line that we have to tread as far as giving people what they want to digest as far as information or businesses, but not being invasive and letting consumers do things on their time, right? Like letting them respond when they want to respond, engage when they want to engage. So I always tell businesses, just be there, draw the awareness, get your brand in front of people, try to generate as many leads as possible, and understand how to communicate with consumers effectively. Because I think once somebody clicks on an ad, they're hesitant because they don't want to get bombarded with emails and targeting and all that stuff. So you have to let people do it on their own terms. And I think that's important for businesses to understand as well.
And that's what Chris talks about when he goes and makes presentations. When we come back, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to have some more questions from the owner, creator, president, CEO, CFO, and a lot of things for Addabee, Chris MacDonald. Stay with us.
Every day brings a new challenge.
Y cada desafío una oportunidad.
For work or for family.
Para el trabajo o para la familia, Silverado está contigo.
Power, reliability, comfort.
Potencia, confort, todo en tu Silverado.
Chevy Silverado.
La camioneta para cada día.
For everyone, what's your...
Sponsored by Viva Chevrolet.
Welcome back to our podcast, Interesting People with Interesting Stories. And Chris, I asked you to dumb all this stuff down for me. I still am struggling with all of this. Do you think that maybe, people my age and my generation and maybe are struggling with this? And how do you fix that? How do you try to explain to somebody the value of being, of digital marketing?
Yeah. It's tough. I can tell you from experience, like my parents struggle with it. Grandparents for sure.
We want to learn.
Yeah, but I think it's just so big. I think when it comes to digital marketing and all the things that you can do on the internet, it's so big. It's always changing, and so it's hard to say I can explain it today the best I can, but then it seems like tomorrow it changes so fast.
And it does.
It does, yeah, and it keeps us always employed because we keep up with it. But I think when it comes to, and it's not just the older, like an older generation, but it's also sometimes some people just aren't into it.
Yeah, that's right. They just don't have maybe the capacity to understand that.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing to understand is like what businesses can know about your data and how that's being protected, and you have to be aware of that. So if you do sign up for something, make sure you don't check the box, or if they say we will solicit or we have third-party data and information, you may want to just call the company directly versus putting in your information, because years ago we realized in the digital marketing space that the big currency is data. The big currency is information. So when you leave your credit report, I mean that transaction that you do on a daily basis is shared with other people, and even though it's kept private, they can still utilize some data points. And so for all of us, not just the demographic struggling with the internet and how quickly things move, it's just to really understand how businesses use your data, and how that's being used to solicit you to other businesses and to try to get your information. But I would say that's a tough question to answer. I think
because you don't want to call me old. That's why.
No, not at all. No, you're young. You're young, and I think it's every demographic. I think my wife's a school teacher, and so her kids they're on the social media and stuff, but they don't necessarily understand how it all works, and really we don't either. When it comes to how Google uses your data and how Facebook uses your data, they don't really tell us. And so I think that's like something that probably needs to change, in the future, like how much do they know you? And then how is that being used? Because I think a part of it is like, we don't want to be manipulated. Right. We don't want to feel like these companies know us better than ourselves. Like if it's a Tuesday afternoon and it's a cloudy day, they know Estela Casas likes to go shopping online because, it's one of those days.
Because the clouds make her sad.
Yeah, or what exactly. It's like, and it's scary to think about how these companies can know us almost better than ourselves. But I think it's important for all of us to understand how these companies are using your information, and then also understanding what you can do to protect yourself. And so there's a million different things we can go into, but I won't get into it on that.
We'll bring him back for more on that.
Yeah.
Let's move forward. Let's fast forward to the last time probably I saw you. I've been seeing Chris a little more often these days, but I hadn't seen you for a long time. And since then, you mentioned a wife, so he just became a father. He's a dad. He's a dad now. So when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about Kai. Stay with us.
At Viva Chevrolet, we don't just sell vehicles.
We sell experiences. A lot happens when you get behind the wheel. It's where we have the tough conversations and make the tough decisions, because on the road we find the time and place to think. It's where we make happy announcements or just have fun. Live your best life with Viva.
Sponsored by Viva Chevrolet.
Welcome back to Interesting People with Interesting Stories. Chris MacDonald here, president and owner of Addabee, and we've been talking about digital marketing and advertising and that area of conversation. But we're going to get a little personal now. And you just became a dad. You got married. You have a beautiful wife, and now you have a beautiful baby. Tell me how that has changed your life, besides the lack of sleep.
In the best way, yeah. If bags are under my eyes, I apologize. So we're not getting a lot of sleep. But it's funny, you mentioning that. I remember when we were working together, and I was thinking about proposing to my wife at the time. And you were giving me jewelry stores to go to and how to source the perfect ring. So thank you, by the way.
The perfect diamond, yeah.
And even how to propose. And so fast forward 5 years later, and we have our first child. And it's been like the best experience. As soon as he came out of the womb, it was just like an instant feeling of, protection, love, like you couldn't believe, purpose. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest ones, right? Is like now your life is not just you and your wife and the people that you love, but now you have this little life, that means everything to you, and you want to do everything for that your child. I mean, it's and it also too, like, one of the crazy things I didn't anticipate is how I view other people now that I'm a father.
Oh my gosh, that totally changes.
Yeah, and I look at people now, and it's just completely different, you know. And I haven't been in an experience where I've had like conflict, like say someone cuts me off in traffic or something.
It's okay.
Yeah, but now it's like you think about it and you think to yourself, well, that person is loved, the person has parents, you know, and you just have an appreciation for mothers. For sure. One of the best experiences in the last 3 weeks, Kai is 3 weeks old as of Tuesday, has been seeing my wife, how she manages being a mother and her attention and how on top of it she is, and she gets less sleep than I do. And so you look at, like, I mean, women, you just have, I said this in a business meeting. I said, I think I'm becoming like an extreme feminist now because I see my wife.
You see the value.
Huge.
Yeah.
And you just, you know there's an appreciation level there that you just kind of know about. But until you experience it and see it in action, you're just like, holy cow. Like, I feel worthless at times because we both tag team the diapers and we tag team everything, but she's just so on top of it, you know. In the early morning hours, I'll like wake up and she's already changing a diaper and she already has them fed. So it's just incredible. And then the one thing that I've come to realize is I know how much your parents love you. I know how much my parents love me, and I know how much all of our parents love us. And it really makes your entire outlook on life completely different in a good way.
So you mentioned you watch your wife, but you know she's watching you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
how does that make you feel? You're in the hot seat too.
Yeah. Well, so I realized that I check in with her a lot. On my way here, how's the baby? How are you? You know, what do you need? Like, can I get something on my way home? And because she's, to me, even though I'm trying to do everything I can, she's obviously taking on the majority of it and learning how to supplement that, because it's already hard. So I want to make it as easy as possible. But I also know, like, I'm falling short, you know. It's like, how can you possibly do everything that they could
Well, you
need?
can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, there are roles that only women can play, and it is what it is. But we appreciate you all stepping in and helping in another way. So I see you have a sparkle in your eye.
Even though I'm tired.
Even though you're tired and don't get much sleep, and you're working really hard and dealing with a lot of things and a lot of challenges that come with being a father and a business owner, and just a lot of things and that have been added to your description. Chris MacDonald is this and that, but I see that sparkle in your eye, and it's great to see. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to ask Chris what's next for Chris MacDonald. Stay with us.
En Viva Chevrolet, no solo vendemos carros y camionetas. Cuando te encuentras tras el volante, encuentras el tiempo y espacio para esas pláticas incómodas y tomas decisiones difíciles. Aquí es donde compartes tus sueños y éxitos, o simplemente momentos de risa y diversión con familia o amigos.
Sponsored by Viva Chevrolet.
We're back with interesting people with interesting stories. Chris MacDonald here with Addabee, and we've talked about digital advertising, and we've talked about the new role of being a father, and how Kai has softened you a little bit and just made you more aware of the people around you. It's not just about you, and it's not about just you and your wife. It's now you have a bigger purpose in life, and now you matter more.
Yeah.
What's next for Chris?
That's a good question. I'm asking myself that on a daily basis. I don't know the details. I mean, it's interesting, the sense of, you mentioned purpose, that it gives you, and now I look at everything from a lens of, what would I tell my son? As you struggle as a business owner and you overcome the challenges, how would I want my son to see me handle this situation? So we're in, we created this kind of startup a few years back. And growth is the whole idea. And so the question is, how do we grow it? How do we not only grow our business, but invest more into our clients? And then I have a vision of what I want as far as internally as a business. And so I have this dream And so this is what's next is we want to source local talent here in El Paso. We want to either recruit, straight out of high school or college and find people that are interested in digital marketing. And I have this idea and this dream and this vision of creating like a factory of digital marketers, right? So to train them.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It sounds good in theory, but I think it's going to be difficult in practice. But we're already starting. So my wife's a teacher. So one of our first hires was one of her students. He graduated college. He's only 19 years old. Was at UTSA, and we got him on an internship in December. And we were like, we cannot let this young man go. We need to keep him. And so we were investing into our employees, and we want to give opportunity to local young men and women to, if they want to go the digital marketing route, train them, teach them all, because I think hopefully they stay with us forever. If they don't, they can go out and have the tools to create their own stream of revenue, their own marketing agency, if they want to, or go work for a national company and use those skills to better their lives. So we have this vision of serving the El Paso community and maybe even outside of El Paso as good as we can as a business, but we also have this vision of creating more opportunity for local talent. We know a lot of local talent ends up leaving El Paso.
The brain drain.
The brain drain, yeah, and they have attractive markets like Phoenix or Austin, and so we want to be able to. We'll see how God allows us to move forward with this, but in my mind, I want to provide good training to people that want to go this route. And if they stay with us, great. If not, they'll have this skill set to go create another agency. And in theory, that should make us elevate our game, right? If the competition is great, and good competition is even greater.
Better.
Yeah. And so we want to, you see this in insurance agencies a lot. Like Federated is an insurance agency out there that people go because they know they have like the best training in the industry. And so we want to get to maybe a close level to that, where we can just provide local El Pasoans with an opportunity to get into digital marketing if they want, and have the skills to go create their own trajectory as high as they want. So that's my, perfect dream for the business. Yeah.
I've never told you this, or I don't know if I ever did, but I always expressed to others what a great guy you are. I said, "Oh, Chris is such a great guy," but now I have even more respect for you. First of all, because you went and you started a business and followed that dream. You became a father, and now you're are creating this vision and this dream to help others and help stop that brain drain.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, "Oh, I want to make a bunch of money," which you do, which you will. I mean, that's the goal. Why do you want to be a business owner? A business owner, you're in the business to make money, right?
Right.
But you are thinking beyond that, and I really appreciate that, because not everybody has that goal to help others succeed. When we help somebody, we help ourselves
right.
too.
Absolutely.
And so thank you for I was right about him all along. Thank you for being such a force in our community as a business owner and as somebody who wants to make El Paso a better place to live.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Well, and you as well. Been a pillar in the community for I don't know how long, and it's fun. It's funny. Not to name drop, but I was just talking to Ben Hernandez about you.
Oh yes.
and we were just singing your praises, and I think it's just great because not only do people have someone they can look up to, but everything you've been able to overcome too. My mom is a cancer survivor, and it just gives you an entire. Going back to the mom thing, it's just people need that person to look up to that says, "Oh, she can do it. I can do it." And not only that, but seeing that person invest in them, invest back in the community, gives them that hope that, yes, I can do this. So right back at you.
Thank you. Anything you'd like to add that we didn't talk about, maybe something you'd like to share that people don't know about you, anything else?
That's pretty much it. If you have any advice on parenting, reach out to me. I will take it as best I can. I will appreciate any advice that you can give me as far as being not just a better parent, but a better husband to my wife, who is carrying the majority of the weight.
Absolutely. Well, babies don't come with instructions, so it's a learning experience for you and for everybody around you that you love. So, Chris, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
stopping
Estella.
by, and we hope you all enjoyed our conversation. He sure is an interesting person. He had an interesting story. We'll see you next time on Interesting People with Interesting Stories. Have a great day.